students, now we are going to solve the transportation problems with row minima method. As the name indicates, it means that we have to find out the minimum from each row and then we have to assign the number of units to that. Now starting from the first row, we are going to assign maximum possible number of units to the minimum cost cell in that row. Now you can remove the row and the column once it fulfills the supply and the demand. Now come to the next row, repeat the procedure until all the units are been assigned, and lastly calculate the cost of transportation by multiplying the assigned number of units with the transportation cost in that cell. Now let us take the same example. Now as we are going to have the row minima method, this is the first row which we have to deal with. Find out what is the minimum cost cell, which is this 1E. Assign as many number of units as possible, that is the minimum of 100 and 125. So I will be assigning 100 units to this. Here it is 0 and then 25 is the total demand remaining. Now the row is been fulfilled, the supply is been fulfilled, so I am removing that. Come to the second row. Now in this, find out again what is the minimum cost cell, which is again 30. So I will be assigning minimum of 25 and 110, which are 25. So here it is 0 and here 110 minus 25, so 85 are remaining. So at present I am removing this column. But now as the name is row minima, still the row is not fulfilled. So we will be again dealing with the same row. Now come to the next, the lowest one, the minimum one, which is 32. Now I can assign 85, minimum of 85 and 100, it is 85. So here 15 are remaining, but the row is already been fulfilled. So now I will be removing this row. Okay. Now come to the next row. Again here 10 is the minimum cost cell and I will be assigning 15 and 140. So minimum of that is 15. So I will be assigning. So here there are 0 and then this 15 I will be removing. So it will be 125. Now this column is fulfilled, so I am removing that, but still the same row will continue because the supply is not been fulfilled. So again the next minimum is 220, so I will be able to assign minimum of 120 and 125, which is 120. Now the column is fulfilled, remove the column and 5 units are still remaining from this row, which I am going to assign to the minimum of 22 and 23, which is 22, and I will be assigning 5 over here. So 125 are remaining as the demand, but here I will be the row is been satisfied, so I am removing that. Next comes this row, row number 4. The minimum cost cell is 24 and I can assign 100 units because it is the minimum of 125 and this 100. So now the row is fulfilled. Come back to the last one, last row. 16 is the minimum. I can assign 25 units, which is the minimum of this 25 and 150. So 125 are remaining from the row, which I will be assigning over here. So all the demand and the supply are being fulfilled. So now you can find out what is the transportation cost, and the transportation cost will be the multiplication of summation of the multiplication of the unit cost cells and the number of units assigned. Now this is for the balanced one because the supply was equal to demand. If again it is unbalanced, that is the supply and demand are not equal, then the same method can be used. Again we have to add one row with the dummy which is called as a dummy row and which is having the 100 number of units as the supply. But now here again you will see that the destination we will be starting with the first row the most of the things will be the same. Now here for the first row, where 15 is a minimum cost cell, so I will be assigning 100 units to this. So 0 are remaining, 25 is been there, so I am removing this row. I will be going a little fast because already we have covered this particular method earlier. So now the column is been removed, 85 are remaining from the row. This 85, out of that I will be assigning to this 85. So here 15 are remaining, the row is been fulfilled. So we will come to the next row, that is the third row. Out of that 10 is the minimum cost cell, so here it is 0, and then 125 are remaining. So I am removing the column. Again 120 I can be assigning to over here. Now this column I will be removing, and 5 are been left with this, which I will be assigning to this 22. So the row is been fulfilled, 125 are remaining. So I will be removing this row. Next row is fourth row, and here I can assign 100 units. So here 25 are remaining, so I can remove this row. Now next comes as 16 and 17. So here 25 I will be assigning, so the column is fulfilled, 25 here are remaining, which I am able to assign over here. So now 100 are remaining over here, and which will be assigning to this particular cost cell. So all the supply and the demand are been fulfilled, and now you can find out what is the transportation cost with the help of row minima method.